All right, welcome to the Forkin Good Podcast with Simon Gault and the beautiful Kate Fenwick. This week we're going to earn some brownie points. Well, at least Kate thinks she's going to try and do just that, as she's brought her brownie along, which she's been making. So what inspired you to cook brownie? And you clearly didn't have much left because there's only 2 pieces there, right? Well, tell us about it. What brownie? You cooked a brownie. Do you normally cook brownies?
I haven't cooked properly for ages. I have to admit, been relying on very simple foods lately and not actually going to any effort.
Yeah.
And since we started the podcast, every week I'm slowly more and more inspired, by working with you to start cooking stuff. And we're actually at Robert Harris the other week with the kids, and they were like, "Oh, can we have a piece of brownie? Can we have a piece of brownie?" And they've already ordered scrambled eggs. This is a treat going out for breakfast, right? Yeah. And then they're trying to top it off with this bit of brownie for, $7 something, And I was like, no, actually, you know what? I will cook brownie. I will cook a brownie and then you guys can have a bigger piece. So you can see they definitely had a bigger piece.
They clearly like that. And $7 for 1 piece of brownie. I mean, if you buy a packet of biscuits, what's that? $7 for a packet of biscuits?
It's crazy nowadays.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I'll make it myself. So then I thought, well, I'll bring some for Simon, because you cooked for me the other day. And so I was like, I'll bring some brownie for Simon. But then I'm sort of scared because you might judge me for it. But I did bring some of your little Murray River salt, which I carry with me nowadays.
I've turned you into a salt snob,
you
right?
have. I am totally a salt snob. And so I'm going to do this just to finish us off a little bit.
Oh, look at that.
Just a little bit of salt there.
A little Murray River
enough?
salt over the top. It's a soft, delicate flaked salt.
Yeah. Is that enough, or do you need more salt?
No, I think that's good, right? I mean, it's just that hint. You don't want it to be salty. It's just like that. What has gone on there? Salt with sweet things is really good, whether it's in ice cream, gelato, cookies, brownies, it just adds that. What have they done there? Now, brownie, I got a confession to make. I don't make brownie.
Oh, what?
I don't recall having ever made brownie, but I have got my brownie points coming soon because I've got my brownie version, a Forkin Good gooey cookie in the oven for you to try.
I didn't realise this was going to be a competition.
It is absolutely not a competition, but I'm dying to try this brownie. It looks good. Can I have it? Oh, you've warmed it up.
I did.
Oh,
I warmed it up a little bit, just a little bit. And I like mine a little bit soft. I don't like it fully cooked because I like it to be more melt in your mouth.
Soft. Warm.
Yeah?
Yum. That is.
Did I?
It's really good.
Is there a good reason why the kids enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's just yummy, right? It is so good. So what's in here? What are the ingredients?
I love going on Google and because obviously I couldn't find a brownie recipe in your recipe book. So,
I just got a bit of the salt.
Yeah.
That's good.
It just adds to it?
Yeah, it does.
Excellent. So I Googled it. I was like, just a good brownie recipe. It's not that hard. And it came up with it's one recipe that I normally make, which was with brown sugar instead of white sugar. So it was literally some brown sugar, dark chocolate chips. And I
get that crunch at the bottom. You can see it there.
Well, I just used Pam's ones. I didn't even go I was trying to save money. So I got the dark chocolate chips, and then it was the brown sugar. There's a bit of flour in there, 3 eggs, and I got chocolate drop, buttons as well. And because I do like that little bit of solid chocolate.
And how did you feel after making it? Did you get, I mean, it sounds weird, right? But did you get that good feeling that you actually made something and it was crafted with love? It's got some soul. Mum made us brownies.
I honestly, since we've been talking food, for a few weeks now, I have slowly got inspired. So even last weekend, I made chocolate chippy cookies. Now, Aaron does not eat baking. And he's like, oh, I love them, but only if they're not overcooked. Like, he didn't like the hard cookies. So I found a Chelsea sugar recipe, actually.
Chelsea sugar, yeah.
Yeah, for the chocolate chip biscuits. And then he's like, but it has to have lots and lots of chocolate chips. So I overdid the chocolate chips. But they were amazing. And both times, I'm like, first of all, like, you have to hide some so everybody doesn't eat them, because I'm like, this is also for the kids' lunches. But I just felt like all of a sudden, this is part of the de-stressing too, I think. It's like that moment of happiness when I took them out and then the kids like were just like grabbing for them and they're just enjoying them so much. It gave me so much pleasure. Like,
food does that, doesn't it? You know, and when you know you've made it. I mean, ripping open a packet of cookies, and they're gone within moments.
Yeah.
And you know, when you say like $7 for a packet of cookies, it's a lot of money. You can make a lot of brownie for $7 yourself.
Yeah.
And how many numbers did you put in?
0.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all homemade, and I think like that's the thing as well. Like, you can go organic if you want to, or you, like, for me sometimes I'm like, well, can't afford the organic version, so I'll go with the home brand version sometimes for me, and it still works. Like, I use whatever organic ingredients I can, but then sometimes it's just like,
And you know, just simply by putting that little bit of Murray River salt on it, you've given it a cake spin. So it's now a Forkin Good cake brownie, right? And I just think getting Kiwis to cook again, that is just good for the soul, good for everybody around us. We can gift and share. We go to somebody's house and we can give them something that we've made. You know, it's made with love. I mean, cooking is so rewarding. It's just we don't do enough of it, right?
Yeah. And I think, like, we've talked previously about packet, like, the quick whip up packet foods and things. And I even made, like, because just so the listeners know, like, I send Simon pictures of all my cooking. No, just joking. But I made a bolognese the other day as well. And again, it's that challenge of doing it yourself. And I've always made bolognese from scratch. I don't like making it with packets. It doesn't taste good. So I've always made it from scratch. But this time round, I took more time than just whipping it up. I took more time to make sure I browned everything properly, make sure I had time for it to sit in the pot for longer. And again, like, you make it, you put it on the table, and the kids and Aaron are just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And you then feel like you hadn't just got home and like throwing everything together, I actually gave myself permission to take some time,
Yeah. Who doesn't love a good bolognese, right? I mean, everybody loves a fantastic bolognese, and I've got a whole bunch of tips because I love making bolognese. So I've got some good tips that I can throw out there for people to have a look at. Did you put any milk in your bolognese?
No.
Milk's a really good one to put at the end. It makes it a little bit creamier and brings the fat and the beef and the tomato, the acidity of the tomato together. The other thing that I love putting into my bolognese is just a little grating of nutmeg. Warms things up a little bit. If I really want to show off, and I can feel the listeners responding when I say this, but some chicken livers in there. And it won't taste livery. It's like when you put anchovy into something, it doesn't necessarily taste fishy. It just brings that umami and that wonderful flavour. But chicken livers, just a few, into a bolognese, and they kind of get minced up and disappear in there, is absolutely delicious. And if you really want to be flash, you could buy some pancetta instead of bacon.
Yeah.
And pancetta is more expensive than bacon. Most bacons out there have got so many E numbers and preservatives in it, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We should be looking at our bacon packets. But if we buy pancetta, which is cured, it might be a little bit more expensive, but you can use half the amount.
Yeah. Okay.
And the flavour that pancetta will bring to it is just incredible. But I got a whole list of tips for making bolognese to make it yours. I often put my Italian seasoning in there.
Yeah.
But, you know, really just jump over the fence and see what herbs your neighbours are growing and nick a few and chop them up and put those in there too. And don't go ape on the passata or the tomato sauce. You don't need too much in there. And you want, you know, good 2 hours of slow cooking.
Yeah.
And most people put their bolognese with spaghetti.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's better to go with a wider one like a fettuccine or tagliatelle, because then there's more surface area for that beautiful sauce to cling to.
That makes sense, because I just did standard spaghetti, and because it's almost like, oh, you know, fettuccine you use for fettuccine. Like, I didn't think about that. Like that would, because it is like when you're trying to get sauce with your spaghetti and you're struggling like to wind it round, and then you're like, oh, try and get some sauce on there. And it does all just sort of slide off the spaghetti, so you've just got like lightly coated.
Yeah. And then, you know, you've got the bolognese that's left over, right?
Yeah.
So many things you can do with that. Some sourdough bread, you can get some bolognese in there, a little mozzarella cheese or your favourite cheese in there, and sandwich it together and toast it. Is absolutely delicious. You can make a bolognese pie. You could put it over nachos. Really great. There's so many different things you can do. So I'll put those list of tips in there, and you can share it with the world.
Because I even think, like, for me, like normally I'd make a big batch and I would freeze some of it, because that's when I feel like I'm really busy. I just want to get home and just cook something quick and easy. And it's like and I was sort of a bit gutted because I just did enough for the family, and it was so good. Like, that's when you're like, man, I wish I just had like some for tomorrow or for another time. And so I've always been a fan of like cooking more and then freezing it and then getting it out another day as an easy meal. And that way I've also still cooked it, you know, like it's still like a home cooked meal. It's just stored for a month or.
And one other thing. About 30% pork mince versus 70% beef mince. Really good tip. That makes a big difference for your bolognese.
I feel like my bolognese was really plain now.
No. So good.
I'm learning so much. Like, I think that's, because one of the things you talked about, I think it was in the first episode, we were talking about like making your own dressing, because that was when we were talking about the E numbers and things and how easy it was. But we haven't actually shown people how you make it either. And I reckon like we should actually give people...
Well, by the magic of TV, because you told me you were going to ask me this. Let's be honest with everybody. Move this stuff off here. That is beautiful.
Get rid of my brownie.
So let's move this chopping board out of the way. So all we need, you know, when we buy a creamy dressing from the supermarket, what we end up with is something with a whole heap of E numbers and preservatives in it, which we don't want, right? I've been banging on about that. So all I'm going to do is put a mustard in here, or in this particular case, a lemon horseradish cream. So I'm putting, what, about a teaspoon in there? Put that in there into a bowl. And then a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. We know that's the healthiest oil to cook with. So good for us. Now, a balsamic vinegar. You can use a plain balsamic vinegar. I'm using Pucara State Guava. But they do a pomegranate, they do fig. So whatever takes your fancy on
today.
So
this one's what? Guava.
Guava. So now we'll put a little bit of that in there. And now what I need is a whisk. So I'm going to be right back because I didn't get a whisk. So you entertain
just
everybody.
Just as well, we're in the deli. I'm actually just going to have a smell of this. I can smell it as you've put it in there. That guava. Oh, man. That's just so beautiful. And then you've got your horseradish lemon cream. Never heard of horseradish lemon cream. It smells amazing.
Okay, I've got a whisk.
You've got a whisk.
So we're just going to whisk this up. Actually, the other thing you could do with that leftover bolognese is stuff capsicums, or even get a courgette and scoop it out and make it like a boat and put your bolognese in there. Absolutely delicious. So if you've got some left over, it suddenly becomes a side dish. Right, let's whisk this up. So it looks all split, right? But if we just keep whisking like that, it doesn't and don't give up. Now you have got a dressing that is completely creamy, right? Completely creamy.
And that's just...
So it's almost equal quantities of extra virgin olive oil and a balsamic vinegar. In this case, it's Pucara Estate Guava. And that is completely creamy. You can keep that in a jar in the fridge, shake it up because it will split after a day, shake it up again, that over a salad. We could throw some chopped chives in there, some chopped spring onion.
Adding to it. Just so the listeners know, I'm just looking at it. It's sort of gone like this, like brown, creamy sort of
just like
colour,
a creamy looking dressing.
Yeah, like just like what you get in the shop. Yeah. But I can smell how fresh it is.
Yeah. Taste that. And you could crumble a little bit of feta cheese in there, some chopped spring onion, you could put some pine nuts in there, some chicken comes off the barbecue, and it's now a sauce, not just a salad dressing.
That is amazing. I would never have put horseradish.
It's a lemon horseradish cream.
I would never have thought about putting that in a salad dressing. And with those chives, all of a sudden it gives you like that little, like a little bit of texture in it. So...
But you could get Dijon mustard. Most people might have some Dijon mustard. You could even use some hot English mustard in there.
Oh.
And you just whisk it up.
I'm going to have to double dip. I'm double dipping because it's just so good. And it tastes creamy too.
Yeah. And then you're not left with that bottle in the fridge that you don't have only used a little bit and then 6 months later it's still sitting there. You just make enough for what you need on the night or that week. And next week you feel like a different one, pomegranate balsamic or, you know.
Or every night you could have a different one, right?
Yeah, but you could also do, you know, if you had apple cider vinegar, you could put some apple cider and vinegar in there. It doesn't matter, but it's gone creamy and it's delicious and unctuous. You could chop some parsley up. You might have some oregano growing in the garden. Chop a little bit of that up, put it in there. Whatever you like, it's just a base that then you can...
add to.
Feel good about because you're making your own dressing and it creates talk at the dinner table.
Yeah.
That creates, you know, good feelings, doesn't it? That's what we need to be doing.
And it's fresh too. That's completely fresh. Yeah. So it's not been sitting in a jar for years as a dressing like some of the stuff in people's fridges.
There's also nothing in there that's really going to go off for it. We can put that in the fridge for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And even next week it'll be really delicious. So super fast, easy to do. What did it take? 30 seconds to make that?
At the most.
Yeah.
Literally at the most.
And we're making things. We're doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
And the cost of that versus going and buying a bottle of creamy dressing is just so different. It's unbelievable.
When you're going to use all of those products and other things, so it's not like you're just buying your balsamic and your oil... and even your mustard just for making salad. Well, you might be buying it for salad dressing, but you can use it for all sorts of other things too, right? So it's not just sitting there waiting for you to make a salad dressing.
No. Yeah. You know, just the olive oil with a little bit of garlic minced up, some chopped parsley, a little bit of chili in there, a little bit of smoked paprika maybe, and then marinate chicken thighs on the bone.
Oh.
Hear that beeping?
That
is our Forkin Good chocolate gooey cookie. Shall we get it out?
Homemade by Simon?
Yeah, I'm going to put some ice cream on the top.
Oh, what?
Yep, so let me grab this out.
Honestly, didn't realise this was going to be a cooking competition.
It's not a cooking competition. Here you go, have a look at that. That's the ice cream that's going on top.
Oh, so this is the... Oh, it's even got your picture on it.
There you go.
This is your ice cream.
So this is a collaboration with Much More, and we've done a Christmas mince pie with French vanilla. So it's a duet. Here's our Forkin Good cookie that we've cooked in a skillet.
So for our podcast listeners, I'm looking at Simon's Much More Christmas Duo ice cream which looks amazing. And then he's outdone me with this amazing skillet cookie.
No, not at all. I just think it's something a little bit different. You can keep the dough in the fridge.
Yes.
And pull it out and put it in. You could have a big cast iron skillet, nipped to Briscoe's. There's a Simon Gault brand of cast iron skillets there. And you spread it in there, and it's about 20 minutes in the oven at 180 degrees. But what we need to do is sprinkle, and I'll let you do the honours, just a little bit of Murray River salt over the top.
Over the top of my cookie.
Whatever nice flake salt that you've got. Don't use iodized because it'll make it taste absolutely horrible.
Oh, that one's a bit big.
Yeah, and the good thing about that Murray River salt is your fingers can grind it up. Come on, we'll have a little bit more.
Okay, well that's the thing. I don't know how much salt we put in these, but I am enjoying it. Like, this has been great because I take this on the road now for my, Simon's Hug in a Mug.
There you go.
I've always got my.
Well, when you go into a cafe and they've got that grimy salt.
Oh yeah.
There, and it's got rice.
Full of rice, yeah.
And you think it's probably been there for 6 months or probably a year, and nothing comes out of it when you shake it. You can be a salt snob and you just pull your little can out.
Yeah.
So it's the size of your thumb, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tiny.
You keep it in your purse.
Yeah.
And you're good to go. Righto, let's get a nice big scoop of that.
So Simon's just scooping out it's double-sided.
Yeah.
So you've got one side that is the Christmas mince pie flavour, and then the other side that's vanilla. So if you've got somebody who loves Christmas mince pie but doesn't like vanilla, you've got sharing is caring.
It is indeed. All right, so I want you to get in here. And have a taste. So you're just going to dive in. Oh, it's going to be gooey. I told you
look at it. Look at it.
Forkin gooey.
So I need a little bit of each bit of ice cream, right?
Oh, you do it however you like.
Okay. I'm diving into that side there.
So what I've done is I've sprinkled a little cinnamon on the bottom of the cast iron pan, and then I've put the cookie dough in, and then I've halved the cookie dough, the gooey Forkin Good cookie dough. Mm-hmm. And then I put a little layer of Nutella, then topped it with the cookie dough, and then the ice cream on top, but the salt over the top at the last minute. So it's kind of the same ingredients as what's in your brownie, but the chocolate is chunks in there. Mm-hmm. So that melts. How's it taste?
It's amazing.
Is it good?
It is so good.
It is good. So it's a bit crunchy on the edges.
I love that.
Gooey in the middle, and you get that little cinnamon hit. There's vanilla essence in there. It's a mix of white and brown sugar. Mm-hmm. And you just cream the sugar with the butter.
Yeah.
And then throw an egg in. Yeah. Whole egg. And then the flour goes in and you mix it in. But in the flour, there's a little bit of baking soda. Yeah. And there's a little cinnamon and vanilla essence in with the butter and sugar.
That would actually be such a really lovely dessert for Christmas Day that you could pre-make. Make your cookie dough up well in advance, and then you're just slicing it up you can freeze it too, freeze the cookie dough. You could put that
in a big pan.
Yeah.
And put the cookie dough in there, have it covered in the fridge, and then you just take it out, let it get to room temperature, oven at 180 degrees, 20-25 minutes. Out it comes, scoops of ice cream on top, take it to the table, give everybody a spoon and a little bowl and let them help themselves. Oh. And the salt in there, it's on top. I put a pinch of salt in the mix as well, but that pinch on top, that's the 5% magic, that extra magic.
But that Christmas mince pie ice cream flavour, that actually just gives it takes it next level.
Yeah, well, you can imagine this on Christmas Day, right? Yeah. It's so good.
It's almost like I know the Christmas mince pie side of things, but almost I've been doing this for Easter as well because it almost tastes like a hot cross bun as well. Like it's got that warm, beautiful flavour. Like it's just really creamy, so good. Yeah.
Whether you're making a brownie or our Forkin Good gooey Christmas skillet cookie is what I call it, you're in business.
You are in business. I'm just concerned for Brody. Grab a spoon. He always has to try things after the fact, and it's always cold. To get in there.
You go, Brody. Brody's our man behind the camera and all the genius that happens in the back of scenes when you watch us on TikTok or, what are we on TikTok? We're on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify.
Apple Music. Apple Podcasts, yeah. So we got on all of them as much as we can.
Love you to subscribe too, by the way.
Yeah, that would be great.
And leave us a review or hit us a like. Tell us what you'd like us to cook and talk about. Is that all right, Brody? What do you think?
Outstanding.
Brody's loving it. He's going in for seconds.
It's going down a treat. And the other thing you could do, you see, I put a little layer of Nutella through the middle, but you could put peanut butter in there. You could put Biscoff in there. And, I don't want everybody to be eating sugar every day or these treats every day.
Yeah.
80% of the time we need to be healthy, but 20% of the time we need to be really naughty, right?
Well, otherwise it's boring.
Well, life's not sustainable being healthy if you're healthy all the time.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things be good to actually talk about is that, like, the healthy snacks, like, it's good to treat yourself, and they often sort of say, even if you're on, let's not call it a diet, a lifestyle, then it's good to have like one day a week where you give yourself a little treat. So, because otherwise you just give up. Like, it feels like life is just too painful.
Well, you don't keep going, right?
No.
You don't keep up. So, I always try and go, 80% of the time I'm trying to be really good. I try to eat in an 8-hour window each day. So the rest of the time my body's fasting. And once I've done that for a couple of weeks, you're just in the groove, and it's kind of my secret weapon for not putting lots of weight on, just because my body's fasting for 16 hours a day. Don't do it every day, but most days. And then, this is a treat, and we have to have treats every now and again. And our kids love treats too, but we don't want them having them every day.
No. I feel like that's what sort of happened though. Like, I remember as a kid, like, we never used to have, like, you didn't have chippies in your lunchbox every day. Like, you didn't do chippies because that was only ever for when you're at a birthday party. Like, we used to have burger rings and all those different things. And the only time you ever had that or lollies was at a birthday party. You never had it day to day in your lunchbox. But we're recently doing some filming at a school and showing kids' lunchboxes and the waste that was in the lunchbox. And this one small classroom, it was something like 30 pieces of waste in the day that we multiplied by a week and then a month. And that one class, all these processed food packets, that's all it was, like bags of chippies, bags of biscuits, bags of like those Oreo biscuits, like all these different bits, and even juice boxes.
Because people are lazy.
Yeah, but
right?
4,000 pieces of waste from that classroom a year from all these pieces of packaging from processed foods.
Incredible. And we wonder why we have such an obesity problem with our children in New Zealand, and it's the parents doing it to them. The one thing I am just so hate is white bread. White bread, we send all our kids to school with sandwiches made with white bread. There is 1 gram of fibre in a slice of white bread. 1 gram. There is no value nutrition from white bread. Let's give them some fruit, some vegetables, some carrot sticks, some celery sticks, maybe put a little bit of peanut butter on the celery stick. Give them a good bread, like a Molenberg or something, a high fibre grain bread, and put real food in it. And we can give them one of those little treats in a packet, but not every day.
Yeah.
And it's like, right now with this cookie dough, I'm eating like 80% of it and you're eating 20% of it.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
But, 80% of the time, let's be good. 20% of the time, there's treats. And then kids get to know that they don't have a treat every day.
Yeah, yeah.
But if we could get off that white bread train, a lot better for us.
Well, and that's, I think, as well, like, I get Lewis, who's 11, nearly 12. Otherwise, he'll remind me of that. But I actually get him to make his own lunch so that he actually eats what he puts in there. Because there's nothing worse than, I found, if I make his lunch for him, he'll come home at the end of the next day and he's still got the end of that day, not the next day, the end of that day, and he's still got half of what he took to school, and he's got stuff off his mates. So I help him, but he makes his own lunch, and he cuts up an apple, he cuts up some carrots. He's actually really good. He'll have strawberries. I always have fruit. So at the moment, it's strawberry season, so strawberries. We do yogurt in the reusable pouches. And he has this really nice lunch that he takes off to school, and I know he'll eat it. But there's lots of little bits of, because they're so busy, as soon as I put a sandwich in there, he won't eat it. The sandwich comes home, he hasn't eaten the sandwich. But he'll eat the rubbish if you put it in there. And he always is trying to convince me, do you know those, surely with Hazel, you know those, in the area where you've got your muesli bars and stuff like that. That's why I'm going to making my own brownies and biscuits. Yeah. But in that area, there's those fruit snakes. Yep. You know they. Yeah. And on that packet it says made from 100% or 99% real fruit. And I've had this argument so many times with Daniel when he was young, but also Lewis, where they're like, oh, can I please get these for my lunch? And I'm looking at it and I'm like, that is a lolly. That is not, it's not a piece of fruit. It's not, it's just a straight lolly.
And it's probably concentrated fruit.
Yeah.
So it's been concentrated down, so it's really sweet, which is what they love, right? That's the bit that they go, yeah.
Yeah, and so what would, what does Hazel's lunchbox look like?
Well, I got fired from making lunches like you did. And Hazel said to me, can I make my own lunch today? And I'm like, yep, so long as I get to check it. And 10 points to her. She chooses, there's always some fruit, there's healthy thinking with it going on. Loves Marmite. We don't put any butter in the sandwiches. We always have a Molenberg, grain bread as opposed to the white bread. And there's treats every now and again, and once a week she's allowed to buy lunch at school.
Yeah.
And it always amazes me that, I say, what did you have? And generally it's like noodles, because that's cheap for, the school to make. And it's just all carbs, really.
Yeah.
But, they're active at school, so they can burn that off. But it's once a week, and that's her treat.
Yeah.
But everything else in the lunch has to be healthy.
Yeah.
That's the important thing. And now they're teaching about health at school. So these kids are becoming more aware. It's us parents, because, we used to get, I don't know about you, but I used to get that little red box of raisins.
Yes.
That's just sugar. That's all you're giving your kids, is a little packet of sugar to take to school. What about goji berries?
Yeah.
They're delicious, and if you start your kids on them young, they're going to love those. They're full of antioxidants, they're healthy for you, they're not concentrated sugar. We've got to think for alternatives like that, because honestly, giving them a box of raisins is just, we may as well fill it up with sugar.
Yeah. And on that as well, the kids like to have little boxes of things, but there's only 2/3 of a box of raisins in the little tiny box, and you can't recycle the box.
No.
So what about if parents Lewis likes to have some raisins and nuts in his lunch, but we generally put either with walnuts, so walnuts and raisins. Is that better or?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah.
Walnut's good for brain health. Sending our kids to school with nuts, if the school allows that. Some schools you can't take nuts, and I know a lot of preschools are like that.
Yeah, the younger ones.
But stay away from the peanuts and cashews. The almonds, the pistachios, the Brazil nuts, and the walnuts. Great for them as a little snack in their lunch. But it's about balance, isn't it? Having a little bit, some fruit, some veggies, a little bit of carbohydrate in there, the bread that you've got, or wraps. And, there's some healthier wraps. Look on the back of the packet of the wraps.
Yeah.
And, this applies to parents too, right? It's like, what do we have for lunch? We're making our kids' lunch. Why don't we do another one for ourselves?
Yeah.
Instead of nipping into that bakery because you've run out of time and you're ready to gnaw your arm off because you're so damn hungry.
And then you make bad choices, which I've learned being on the road.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. Like, if you like, why not have the kids make their lunch and you make yours too? Because, I mean, it's not good for us, Cisco. And, like, a lot of people, we're, like, in Katikati where we live, we've got the option of sushi, Subway, we've got a Turkish place, and we've got, like, a couple of 2-3 cafes. And, like, luckily the cafes do salads, but it's not always the salad that I want, like it's a pasta salad or something. And so, but as soon as you go to any of those places, it's costing you an arm and a leg.
That's for sure, yeah.
For lunch.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden you're spending $20 a day on lunch.
Yeah. Whereas just a little bit more organised.
Yeah.
And you can make your own lunch. I've got, I think, on my YouTube channel a playlist of kids' lunches for when Hazel was much younger that I used to do, and people used to love it. So if anybody does want to check that out, they can jump on there and have a look. But there are also lots of Facebook sites of people, who are putting up their ideas for school lunches. But it's look for the ones that are not full of packets in there. That's
I love those
key.
bento lunch boxes where it's got the little spaces. Yeah. So you can buy it in bulk and then just put it in the lunchbox.
Open it up. It's like a little journey they can go on, isn't it?
I think the other thing I just want to touch on before we wrap up on that whole homeliness is, like, doing things yourself is just so satisfying. And I've actually got this here that I brought along today. Because I don't even know where I brought this from, but
looks like something you put in the deep fryer. So what we're looking
like a
at,
mini
it's
deep
got a
fry
handle
basket.
And then a little basket that you can close up, and I don't know, you could. I don't know what the
you don't
hell
know what
is
it?
that?
Okay,
What's that? A bar of soap.
Yep, that's a bar of dish soap. So for years, like when I was young, my grandmother always had a soap shaker. So the little metal basket closes, locks up with a wee D-ring, and then to do your dishes, instead of buying soap, like, your Sunlight
liquid soap,
you can buy a block of Sunlight soap, or there's all sorts of brands, like this one's Munch, they do a dish soap, and you put that in the hot water, and you shake it, and you can almost see, I don't want to get it on there, but see the little bits of soap, so it's peeling little bits of soap off. Okay. So as you shake it quite firmly...
Oh, I see, yeah. And you do that in the water, warm water.
And it suds up, and all of a sudden you've got your soap. And this is sort of old school, but it's sort of coming back.
Man, I've never seen one of those. That is genius. You guys... You could jump on YouTube and have a look at this because it is so cool. Can you tell people where you get one of those? I want one. That is so cool. So it's like it's got a wooden handle, looks cool.
Yep.
It's not for deep fry.
No. Well, you could try it.
You put your soap in there. It's for washing dishes, and it's closed up into the hot water. Give it a shake. And
it creates your soap.
Because what I know here in the deli, when we go to wash dishes, somebody else do a big squeeze. I do just a tiny squeeze because I'm the one paying for the liquid soap.
Yeah.
But we'll be going to this. This is cool. Where do you buy them?
So this one I actually got, I just Googled soap shaker, and I actually got it at a shop. I can't even tell you which shop it was. I think there was one at the chef's shop in Taupo. They had these, but you can just Google soap shaker online and you'll find local, like often health food shops have them. Or
can you get different flavours, like you can buy lemon liquid soap and they do all the same thing.
Well, not that you're eating it, but they definitely have.
But the smell, we need that nice little.
This one's peppermint. This one, so there's a new one. Smell that. So the peppermint, I think they have lemon. It's very similar to the different. You can get all sorts.
That's a peppermint one. Are they all the same?
They're all the same one.
All the same.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going with peppermint then.
Yeah, but you can also, like as a kid, we used to have one of these with a soap bar in there in the bath, and that was instead of buying bubble bath, because when you buy one of the cool things about the solid sort of soaps and body washes and things, they are, like, when you look at the ingredients, it's mostly aqua, right?
Right.
So it's aqua and then the ingredients. On this one here, the ingredients is just ingredients. Like, it's not got any aqua in it. But when you put that...
So what's bad about aqua?
Well, it's just water. So, right, when you buy...
Okay, it's an Italian name for water, but, like, are there what's in soap?
Okay,
I don't know.
So with this soap, okay, so it's just a little square soap bar. You're buying just soap.
Right.
When you buy a big bottle, which now has to be recycled, whereas this can be recycled, but you're getting a big plastic bottle, it's mostly water in that bottle with a bit of soap. So with this, you're not buying a big plastic container full of water.
How long does one of those soap bars last?
The same amount of time as what a 500ml or more dishwashing liquid will last. Depends on how many times you shake it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like all things in life, right? That is genius. I've never seen one before, but clearly I've been living under a rock because you're saying everybody had them years ago.
Years ago.
Or maybe I'm just not old enough. One of the two.
Well, so I thought I'd bring this along. So I thought I'd give one to you because you need a dishcloth because we're talking shopping.
Oh, look at this.
So
this says, I got wasted.
Waste-educated with
Waste-educated.
Waste-educated.
Yeah, waste-educated. I love it. That's very clever with Kate. So these are...
That's a dishcloth, a company that makes them for us called Green Collective.
How can some of our listeners or viewers get hold of one of these?
I'm going to give a couple away on the Instagram.
Okay.
We give them out at our workshops, but I'm going to give a couple of listeners a dish soap and a dishcloth on our Instagram page, on the Forkin Good Instagram page.
There you go. Check that out. How cool is that? If you can't see it, but that is very cool. I'm dying to use one.
That's for you. That's one. That one's for you.
Thank you.
So you can keep it in your kitchen. So anyway.
And if you want to come into Gault Stelly in St John's, you can see one of these. Are you going to leave me this?
Oh, no, I'll get you one though. I'm going to get you one. That's my one out of my kit. I know you were. I'm going to get you one.
Okay.
Definitely getting.
That is a very cool idea.
Yeah, but
maybe I could sell them here. Actually, probably people would love them when they see that, especially seeing it used. So I want to see if they're any good first.
Well, we're going to do it.
Tell me they are, so I believe you.
We're going to do it. We're going to make it happen, and we'll put it on the Instagram. But I think that's sort of us for today.
Yeah, good having you guys. Good.
Yeah.
I loved your brownie.
Good.
Loved your brownie. Absolutely delicious. And homemade, made by Kate.
I know, but honestly, now I need the recipe for the skillet cookie.
I've written it out.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to actually do I do cooking classes here, so I'm going to start doing that at the end because it's so fast, so easy, affordable, and it's a bit of a showstopper.
Yeah, and it tastes amazing. Well, we're going to put those recipes on the Instagram and drop a link to them at the bottom of the YouTube. If you're on the podcast, then we'll just get in touch through one of our platforms and we'll send them out to you. But what a wholesome chat today.
Yeah. Well, I'm inspired by the fact that you're cooking instead of buying Bickies and going to Robert Harris or wherever it was and buying a $7 wedge of cooking. Oh, brownie, that's a lot of money.
It's insane. It's insane.
It's insane because it goes in how long? Very quickly with kids.
Oh yeah, and then it's like it's just so small. Whereas the brownie, like it was a massive, like a decent size piece of brownie, and it didn't cost me that much to cook it.
Yeah, make it, take it out, go find a park bench with your kids, hang out, and enjoy.
Awesome. Right, well, we'll see you guys next week. Have a great, Forkin Good week.
Take care, everybody.